Hey there, Laura here. Let's do an intro because I haven't done those in a while. My name is Laura Smothers-Chu, and I am the CEO and founder of Befriended Heart, where I help long distance daughters navigate their parents' dementia. And I think with this pandemic, we're all feeling like we're long distance, whether we live, 15 minutes away or 15 hours away. But hopefully, this channel will be helpful for you as we navigate dementia during the pandemic. So, today I want to talk about what is going on with my life as far as my dad's passing. So, we are now getting into double digits. So, it's been 10 months since my dad passed. And getting close to the anniversary, which is just crazy. I don't know about you guys, but I can't believe that it's already December. And normally I would be one of the people that's just putting Christmas decorations up as soon as possible, at least definitely by December 1st. But yesterday was my dad's birthday, and honestly, it took me by surprise. I was just trying to get through Thanksgiving, and if you saw my video previous to this, I was thinking of ways to build in joy for Thanksgiving, considering I wasn't going to be able to see my mom. We weren't able to see my husband's parents. Like, we just stay at home. So I think that building in joy went really well. And just to give you a little bit of a summary, my husband decided to grill the turkey. So I guess it's called spatchcocking, but he spatchcocked the turkey, which is like the weirdest word ever. Um, anyway, so he did that and it tasted delicious, guys. It was amazing. So we think that next time we, probably next year for Thanksgiving, we might just grill the turkey and bring it over to his parents' house. We're not sure. We haven't figured it out. But it was just so amazing. I did the side dishes. So I made some new recipes with sweet potatoes. I made a cheesecake. And if you've been following my channel, you guys know that I am on a specific diet. I think at this point it's more like a Mediterranean diet, but I really try to stay away from sugar, dairy, gluten, all the things. And that's for two reasons. So one is that I am trying to get pregnant, and I am actually like pre-diabetic. So it's really not good for my body to eat lots of sugar or rice or bread, things like that. And so that's one reason that I'm trying to get pregnant. The second reason is you're probably seeing in the research, I know that I've posted a lot of articles on my Facebook page about this, that they are finding, scientists are finding in research a correlation between um, our diet, so things that cause inflammation, which include dairy, sugar, gluten, depending on the person, right? So we're all different, but I know for my body, sugar, gluten, and dairy actually causes inflammation for me. So anyway, they're seeing a correlation between inflammation and possible dementia symptoms coming up, or even it's being linked to cancer. So all of the things come down to diet. And I figured that if I was just changing my lifestyle for trying to get pregnant, and my dad also had dementia, as you know, and so I just was like, why don't I just do this for a lifestyle change for my life? And so it's been really difficult, but it's been a really good decision for me, and my husband has joined me in this journey. So anyway, I have been in the process of trying to find recipes that are similar to comfort food that I grew up with, but things that I can actually eat and be healthy and not worry about inflammation or not getting pregnant. So that's just a quick summary of the lifestyle change that I've made as far as diet goes, my husband and me. And also, too, for Thanksgiving, we talked with my mom on Zoom, which I think a lot of you guys did as well. And we just really liked the fact that there wasn't any feeling like we had to be done by a certain time. And we just felt like it was a lot more relaxed. So that was nice. And for as far as building in joy for my dad's birthday, I think the fact that I wasn't as sad on Thanksgiving as I thought I would be, it took me by surprise that I was grieving yesterday, and I couldn't figure out why until I saw on Facebook that it was my dad's birthday. Thanks, Facebook. But anyways, so I just took it easy that day because I hadn't really built in joy. And I did actually end up doing a recipe for my dad. So Sam, my husband, mentioned, hey, is there a way that you're going to commemorate your dad? And so I thought, okay, well, my dad loves eggplant parmesan. And as you know, that has a ton of gluten and a ton of dairy in it. And eggplant parmesan is actually my favorite entree as well. And so I've been thinking about how to modify it so it would fit within our diet. And so I did that. I used a new recipe, and actually ended up not using the recipes that I looked up, but just sort of went from my memory and then modified ingredients. And it turned out so good, you guys, so good to the point that Sam doesn't even like eggplant, and he really liked it. So that was awesome. And I feel like that is a tradition that I want to continue for my dad's birthday because I really felt like he was there. And also, too, we had some cheesecake batter left over from the cheesecake that I made on Thanksgiving. So we had some of that as well, which is also my dad's favorite dessert. So I think I feel very much like I honored my dad yesterday for his birthday. And two, I connected with my mom on Zoom, and my dad's ashes are actually still at her apartment because we haven't been able to go back to Pennsylvania. The plan was that we would have his funeral in the fall, which of course fell through because of the pandemic, and we were going to put his ashes in the mausoleum in Pennsylvania, but of course we haven't been able to do that. So it was actually something that I found out from a friend in my mindfulness group, sort of like a church group, that she and her sister, her dad had passed away about 10 years ago, but she and her sister went to the graveyard and actually sang happy birthday to him. And she talked about how wonderful it was that, she still was happy she was able to sing to him and still felt him, his presence there, and including him in the song. And so I love that idea. And so I asked my mom if we could do that last night on Zoom. And so she went into her bedroom and, focused the camera on my dad's box of ashes, and we sang happy birthday to dad. And it was just so, so nice. And I definitely want to do that again for the future too. So those are Thanksgiving and my dad's birthday. I know I talked to you guys about the fertility procedure that I was going to planned to have done in November, but the timing wasn't quite right. So we're going to try it again this month. And of course, it's going to be like the week of Christmas, the beginning of the week of Christmas, which unfortunately, I can't tell my body to be on a different schedule. So we're just going to need to go with it. I think for that reason, I also haven't built in joy yet or planned what Christmas is going to look like. We're not really sure. I know the numbers are increasing more in Virginia now, that even more than they were in the spring. But I'm sort of just waiting a little longer now that I got through my dad's birthday. I'm like, okay, let me breathe, and then maybe next week I can start building in joy for our Christmas. But those are basically the updates. And I just want to say that what I'm learning through Thanksgiving and my dad's birthday is that if we do the best we can to modify our traditions, considering we can't really leave our house at this point. We can't see our family members, and trying to do something that feels stable and familiar and comforting. So if you're finding that you're unable to do some of these traditions that you hold near and dear to your heart, and you've tried to modify them, but it's still not enough, I recommend seeing if you can start a new tradition that, maybe it's a tradition that you will say in the future, oh, I started that during the pandemic. And, I think one of the good things about the pandemic, I guess, is it's really reminding us about the things that matter, which is being with family and just being in our homes and making, delicious meals and just that togetherness. And so coming up with an idea of what to do. So for example, I came up with modifying a recipe for my favorite entree, which I had planned to do for a couple of years, but never got a chance to do. And so we have a whole lot of time now to create new traditions that that may bring some different quality of that togetherness this year with the pandemic more than other years. So just try to think of if there's anything you want to add to your repertoire with decorations. I know a lot of people we're starting to decorate like the day after Thanksgiving. Also too, I was able to put up my dad's Christmas lights in front of our house for the very first time because we had our neighbors moved in. We're really, really good friends with them, but they let me plug in my lights to their lights. And so, because we don't have an outlet outside our house. So that was really awesome. And like the lights just fit our bushes perfectly. It was like as though they were meant to go at our house after my dad passed. So I hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and that you have a great December. And I want to tell you, I know a lot of us I'm hearing from a lot of daughters that they're feeling really guilty, like more guilty than usual this year because they can't be with their parents. And so I am actually bringing in a friend of mine, Dr. Lisa Baker, for her interview next week. So I'll be posting that next Friday. And she will be talking us through how to navigate those feelings of guilt. And I just saw her in a presentation and I was just blown away by the idea she had. And so I am excited to introduce her to you. So I think that's everything, Dr. Lisa Baker. Oh, the other thing too is that I definitely recommend if you can, I know many of us are not able to see our parents in person, and that's probably better for their safety and health. But you can, if Zoom is not really making it for you or your parents are having some technical difficulties with using Zoom, there is another option that I recommend, which is Amazon Echo Show. I think they may still have a sale on Amazon on them. You can double check, but I actually wrote an article recently for Parade magazine. I'm still pinching myself to see like if I'm in real life right now. But I wrote an article for Parade magazine and I wrote a lot of about 9 items that I recommend for elders in your life. So that's parents, it could be parent with dementia, your caregiving parent, but I will include that link down below in the description. I highly recommend checking those out. And if this was a helpful video, please do a thumbs up or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.